to the Bachelor recap with your guide to love. I'm Darlene.
And I'm Michi.
So today we're going to recap the Bachelor episode 5, where Arie and all the girls go to Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Exciting.
So Fort Lauderdale, I wonder why Fort Lauderdale?
I don't know, but maybe because they have like a lot of great sites. There's a lot of stuff to do for couples.
Geriatrics.
That as well. Older crowd.
Yeah,
sure.
older crowd. But anyways, they're in Fort Lauderdale. So we have 2 one-on-one dates and 1 group date.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one-on-one date is with...
drum roll, please. Chelsea.
Yes. And interesting enough, it's the second one-on-one that he's had with her, which is very interesting.
It speaks volumes, and it also tells me that he doesn't really like to waste a lot of time trying to get to know anyone else. He's like, we have chemistry, it's going to work this way, and I want to keep continuing to see you, which I do like about Arie, because in a typical relationship, you would seek a woman out and then see her again and again and again. So he's doing it.
Yeah.
To the best of his ability.
And there's, at least 2 or 3 other girls that he has not had any one-on-one time with.
Barely even a hello.
Yeah, exactly. So he goes on the group date or one-on-one date with Chelsea.
Right.
They go on a yacht.
I mean, let's dial back to Lauren B's face. Priceless.
Yeah.
When her name wasn't called. And she's like, how could you not have chosen me?
She was pretty upset.
Naturally.
But like you said, Arie knows what he wants, and he wants to get to know that person or girls a little bit better. So they go on the yacht. It's an amazing yacht ride.
Gosh. First of all, when he pulls up to say, hey, we're going to go out on our one-on-one, she looks cute as ever and super ready to go with kind of just a cutoff for the beach, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of already set up. But when your man takes you out on a yacht for a date, girl, bye.
Yeah.
Like, all these other girls can go, see you later, have a nice one, nice meeting Arie, but he really set this date up very well.
And all the water toys.
Whoo! Jet skiing.
Yeah. Where they made out on.
As you're facing each other.
Yeah, on a jet ski making out.
And these girls are looking through a telescope. Of course you wanted to see this, but I mean, you don't really want to see this.
I don't think they wanted to see it. They shouldn't have looked,
But, I mean, your anxiety and your feelings do start to rise because look what he's doing with this other chick.
Yeah, twice.
You already know he really likes.
Yeah.
And she pulled him aside first out of anyone in the house. You have to remember that.
Yeah, at the very beginning.
At the very beginning. So it's like they've already had this connection for so long. And they just rekindled.
So they go to dinner.
So they go to this amazing, decked out, classic garage car dinner.
Cool. Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? This is pretty legit, Arie. Not gonna lie.
And she appreciates the cars, I think. And so does he, obviously. He's a race car driver, ex-race car driver. They have their dinner. She goes on to disclose what's happened to her past in her past relationships.
So talking about her ex and her son, Sammy, how sad is it? You are head over heels at age 20, which is super young.
With an older guy.
With an older guy, which she didn't disclose his age.
No.
So we really don't know what their age gap was.
No.
But who does that remind you of? Oh, let me think. Becca.
Yeah.
So
I
could
20,
see where
22,
his mind's going with all of this, and it just doesn't seem practical.
Yeah.
So to have a child and be with this guy for all these years and pop out a kid, and he left her at what? Sammy was 6 months.
6 months old, and I guess she was left with nothing. So she did not have they had a prenup, and she got nothing in the prenup because. It sounds like she was left with like 2 paper bags full of clothes.
That's what she said. She was like, you know what, you kicked my stuff to the curb, and this is what I was left with, and me and my son had to fend for ourselves.
And the guy, I guess, is now married with another kid. And she doesn't seem over it.
She definitely was getting a little teary-eyed.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're not over it.
Which is weird. Why are you on the show then? Like,
plus,
get over
it was so recent, because if you do the math, she's 30. So it was only a few years ago.
Yeah, 10.
Yeah.
10 years ago is when she met him.
Right. So it's it hasn't been that long.
No.
For someone to be in your life for 7 years, I mean, come on, you're pretty emotionally scarred there.
Yeah.
But I'm ready to go on The Bachelor. Sign me up, ABC.
So that's their date. But he's all about it because Arie sees where she's evolved from, I guess, and I guess the short amount of time that she's had her 2 paper bags and had to fend for herself, and gave her a rose and told her, I wouldn't choose you because I know what you sacrificed and what you're giving up at home being with her son.
And he keeps reiterating that I wouldn't let this prolong much further unless I knew it was gonna go somewhere. I mean, that says a lot.
A lot.
You're probably gonna propose to this chick because why would you string her along all the way to the last minute and be like, oh, it's not gonna work out.
With a kid at home. Yeah.
I just don't really see that happen.
Call me daddy, just kidding.
Yeah, psych. So then they go into a secret room where you have an amazing artist performing and they're having another romantic dance together.
Concert, yeah.
Like, it's just having that one alone time is special, but having somebody really plan each scene of the date out is awesome.
I'd like to know how much Arie's input is had in, like, is it all producers? Does Arie pick things? Is he just like rolling with the punches? Like,
right.
I wonder, I don't know if he has it in him to do all that.
I feel like he does have a little bit of input because he seems excited when he gets to the next place, as if he made a little bit of effort to create this theme for that.
Yeah.
Like, what are we gonna do in Fort Lauderdale? Like, he could have gone racing. He could have gone fishing. He could have gone so many other things in Florida, but he chose a yacht. That's what you do in Florida. You get on a yacht.
There's not much else to do.
Exactly.
It's Florida.
That's why I'm surprised he even chose Florida.
Yeah, but at the same time, we don't know. Like, we don't know how much of a hand he has in.
I know, but I would be like, if you want me to choose any place, it would definitely not be Florida.
At least if it's Florida, not Fort Lauderdale, like Miami or Tampa. But anyways, okay, so what's next?
So then we have our group date, which is eventful and obviously exciting. Crazy Krystal acts out again.
The all-challenging sport of bowling.
That's right.
You know what was funny, which I give the producers the kudos, is the beginning. Do you know what that movie scene was that he was playing out?
Was it your favorite movie?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I know which one. The Big Lebowski.
The Big Lebowski.
Yes.
So he was the Jesus.
Yeah, he was the Jesus. Yeah. Because at first I was like, wait, what is he doing?
Yeah, that was hilarious. I was like, no one fucks with Jesus.
But he didn't do it well.
I don't even think he knows what he was doing. Like, someone should have showed him the scene. He should have watched the movie.
I don't think he saw the movie because when he acted out, I was like, what is he doing?
If you know who the Jesus is from the Big Lebowski, that's not what he looks like.
He looks like
no. He was a pedophile.
He looked weird. Like, Arie shouldn't have done that move.
Yeah. But anyways, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then they start bowling. And
some started bowling.
Some were just throwing a ball into the gutter.
Different sport, guys.
Exactly. It's like who hasn't been bowling before?
Well,
were you at least?
I don't know if they were playing like shot put or if they were bowling. Like, I'm not 100% sure if they knew what sport they were in.
Yeah.
But it was.
Or maybe they had nails, so they didn't want to break their nails.
This is a date with Arie. I think they would have broke every single nail. I just think they sucked, and that's what came about. Blue team annihilated the pink team.
Sucked.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
But needless to say, what ended up happening?
So the challenge was that whatever team that won was going to spend the cocktail hour for that group date alone with Arie.
Which would have been 5 or 6 of them on one, which would have been great.
Nice, intimate setting.
Yep.
But,
psych!
Lo and behold,
once again,
Arie decides to come get the pink team after they were already at a loss.
He literally sat there and was like, you know what, I feel so bad, you guys. I feel really bad.
I think he just wanted to see Becca M more. Because Becca M was on
I think he wanted to see some of the other girls, and it was not the ones on the blue team.
No.
He's like, this party is not really live enough for me. I'm going to get some more girls. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Just like any other guy would. Who cares?
And he likes the attention, as we already know. So.
And even when Becca was losing, he was like, oh,
yeah. He's like, I thought you were going to win.
Yeah.
God. Yeah. He was, he wanted to get back.
Because imagine if the pink team did win. what would have happened?
Do you think he would have invited the blue team?
I don't know. I don't know if he would have invited the blue team.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah, like there might have been more commodity for him on the pink team.
Yeah. Okay, we'll never know though.
Never know.
So he goes to get the pink team and says, you know what, we're gonna extend the time that we have in the cocktail hour and invite you ladies back so that you still have your ample time with me.
Yeah.
Guess who flips the F out?
Crazy Krystal.
Crazy Krystal, the villain of The Bachelor. And I guess we don't see what happens on this bus ride.
This amazing shuttle ride home, which I can't believe they didn't voice record that. Come on,
yes, I know somebody. I know. I was upset that we couldn't see it.
I was upset that at least give us the audio.
Yeah.
Like something.
And the next thing you know, Krystal's in a robe at home saying, I'm not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
And we don't know what really happened.
Well, actually, this is what was weird. She wasn't in a robe. She was like getting naked in front of everyone or getting undressed.
Still in a hissy fit.
Yeah, throwing a temper tantrum like a 6-year-old. And sure enough, she ended up with a robe on.
Yeah.
But people were still there to console her, like, what's going on? Are you okay? Like, please tell us.
I think some people were like concerned, like she's legitimately going crazy.
Yeah.
And some people were like, oh, well, she is being obnoxious and disrespectful, yeah.
And shaming his character.
Yeah.
But you know what? Let me just say this one thing. In Krystal's defense, no one should ever act like that at that age, but I can understand where she's coming from as far as you made a legitimate reward and you bailed.
Yes, and I agree.
That's where it's kind of like, Arie, you got to keep your word because these women are literally at the tooth and nail fighting for you.
Yeah, they're feeding for every moment.
At every moment. Yeah. But here's the thing. A lot of these women got kicked off. So you had 3 that got kicked off. So it's kind of like
the same team.
Exactly. So Marique was on the pink team.
Was she?
Yeah, she was with Becca.
Okay.
Becca M. And so I could understand, like, he had tit for tat.
Okay.
Because Mikhail was on the blue team.
Yeah.
And so either way, it was kind of like, what was his objective there?
Yeah.
I don't really know.
No, I don't know.
Because it's not like you really sat down
I feel like
and
it's
got to know
Becca M.
everyone.
I feel like he wanted to be with Becca M and she thought that. That's what I think because he likes her. But
either way, he didn't. It's just confusing because you didn't really associate yourself with everybody when you went back for cocktail hour.
Yeah.
Obviously, Crazy Krystal kind of ruined it.
Yeah.
By him saying, you know what, you guys, would you mind if I go talk to my crazy girlfriend? Sure, no problem.
Yeah, so they go downstairs. They're all dressed.
Yeah.
And then he goes to after he figures out that
she's missing.
Yeah, and then somebody says, he's like, are we all here? And somebody's like, no, we're not all here. He's like,
who's missing?
And it takes him like at least 2 minutes to like figure out who's missing. Yeah.
How could you not know Crazy Krystal is missing?
And he's like, where's Krystal? And then he goes upstairs to get batshit crazy Krystal and figure out what's going on.
Yeah, goes downstairs to go get her, and then before we know it, she's like, she looks amazing in this robe, by the way. I'm gonna give her that.
She knows he's gonna come up.
But she knows he's gonna come down, that's what I think is kind of psycho.
Like she has the little fiddle in her.
Exactly. She might have had rose petals in front of her, like, Arie, it's this way. I know you're already coming down.
Yeah,
Let me make it pretty for you. And what I find ironic is, at the end of the day, I don't understand how these psycho women get men, but I give you guys kudos because if that's what I know that it takes to get a man, I mean, do I want to go down the psycho road? I don't know. But they catch them, they reel them in,
but not for long.
They always go back. I see a lot of these women out there that have rings on their fingers. So they do something. I don't know if they're casting these potions, spells. I don't know what it is, but they're making it work. Legit. Yeah. She was literally smart enough to say, Arie's gonna come after me. I already know.
Yeah.
And he did, had a whole conversation.
And he was upset.
But the fact that she had the audacity to say, I'm not gonna suck it up and go on the group date, led me to believe, wow, I've got to get some more confidence because she was like, he's going to come down and see me and we're going to
But he didn't want her to come either.
He didn't. He said you're going to stay here for the next 3 days.
Those are the biggest balls I've seen Arie have this whole season.
Yeah.
Like, he grew some. And I was like, oh, good job, Arie.
Finally, Arie.
Yeah, exactly.
But then
she comes
she's like, I'm going to go see my man anyways.
Yeah.
This is what
I think she realized what she did and that he was really upset. She's like, oh shit, like,
yeah, I might.
he's upset, like I might lose him. So she comes down,
but
even
never.
though he said not to.
Mm-hmm.
The girls like attack her, and then she leaves.
She's like, what do you guys want me to do?
Yeah.
What?
But Arie doesn't know, right? Arie never finds out.
Arie never knew that she came back.
Which I think he would have flipped out.
But you know what? I don't know if he would have flipped out. I don't know if he would have said, wow, she grew up here. And she went to be a part of the team.
I think he would have been upset that she didn't abide by what he wanted her to do.
It depends, because he's easily swayed by her. She could have been like, Arie.
He was upset already at that point.
I'm so sorry.
He was actually, I think he was more annoyed than upset.
I think he was more annoyed.
And when men get annoyed, they're annoyed.
I agree.
So I think that he would have gotten more annoyed, and maybe he should have got sent home if he would have found out that she was there. That's what I think. I don't know who knows,
I don't know. And you know what? ABC needs to make a story. Yeah. They're gonna do whatever they gotta do to put this storyline together. And Crazy Krystal, I mean, Emmy award-winning performance by this girl. Right when she probably came in for casting, they were like, sold. Yeah. You and the blonde, you
had me at crazy.
You had me at crazy. Easily.
Yeah.
Granted, she's from our state. It is what it is, but we represent California to the fullest. Bottom line is, they saw her, they read her up and down, and they said, you are our number one. You're going to put
numbers on the board.
You are so going to be skyrocketing. It's going to be the best Bachelor season ever. Go ahead, Crazy Krystal. Yeah. You do you.
So then, at the end of the group date, Kendall gets the rose.
Kendall gets the rose. Taxidermy gets the rose. Yeah. And she's
cute.
She's super cute, super quirky. And that's what he likes about her. It's not going to last long, but this is where it is at right now.
Yeah. So then
Tia
gets the second one-on-one.
Gets a second one-on-one, and oddly enough, she didn't go on a yacht.
No.
She did not, from my standpoint. I don't feel like the dates
there's
compared.
Mosquitoes,
there's like flies, there's crocodiles, you got snapper turtles.
Yeah.
Didn't really compare.
Not the same quality.
No. Call it equal. Negative. So that date happened, but the thing I love about Tia is she's so south.
Yeah.
And
for her it was like Disney World.
She loved it. She's like, I can't believe Arie took me here on the swamp tour.
I've never been to a swamp.
I love the swamp. It's amazing. And to think that was her rationale, I give her kudos. Yeah. Because Arie was like, wow, she bought this $10 Groupon I got for us. Yeah. Great. What a great idea. I'm so good. And was like, oh my God, there's a crocodile.
That was kind of cool though. Remember when you and I went to Gatorland?
That was fun though. That was so
fun.
And we tried crocodile.
We did.
And alligator.
So I could see some of the
fried.
Yeah.
Tastes like
exactly.
chicken.
And I could see some of the fun you could have going to the swamp. Not for a group, not for a date on The Bachelor.
Not when Chelsea's getting a yacht and a private concert.
Or some people have a jet to Napa Valley. Exactly. That was a janky date.
That was. You might want to get your money back, Arie.
Yeah.
And then to continue, I love this guy's house. Don't get me wrong. He built it himself. He built it himself. I don't know what happens there at night. I would be a little nervous, but hey. It's working for him.
Inside or outside?
No. I don't know if they were using the outhouse. I have no idea. But it was a very kind of rustic, romantic swamp date. And she was down to eat some frog legs.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
It was kind of cool. But also, what does that say about Tia?
She's down for whatever.
Everything. Yeah. And Arie, I think, appreciated her even more at that moment. Like, you know what? You're down to be a
if you would have took a Chelsea or somebody else there, they wouldn't have had
But you know what? I almost feel like he knows that.
And that's
why. I feel like he knows that. He knows what element to bring these women in.
And I feel like maybe he wanted to do something like that.
For her.
And so he picked the girl that would be willing to have the most fun in that environment.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said. Because she had, what's it called? Like toad prong or something where she frog prong?
Frog something.
Where you literally go out in Arkansas.
Southern thing.
It's such a southern thing.
I don't know.
And you have these prongs
where
and you're stabbing frogs. Like, I didn't even know this was a thing.
It's a thing, yeah.
But hey, you do you,
Yeah.
and that's your thing. And I think Arie appreciates that she's absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous girl. Reminds me of like Miss Universe type.
And she's made something
smart,
of herself. Yeah.
Very intelligent. She's a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, you have your stuff together.
Yeah,
We already know that. And I loved what she said about herself. Post this date at the, you know, back house. They go on a romantic dinner.
Yeah.
And I love her dress, by the way. Great dress, Tia. And he gets to know a little bit more about her. But what I love is that she said, I dated a lot of guys that I felt could use my help.
Yeah, wounded bird syndrome.
So she
likes to help the guy.
Yes.
So she's dating here instead of here.
Exactly. And I wonder if, like, is that the kind of men out there? Or is that just what she's attracted to?
It's probably, maybe it's both. Maybe it's her environment and maybe
either
it's something
way,
that her environment taught her, you know?
I think Arie loves this about her. And you know what? He made that comment that was, out of all the women here, I feel I can be the most myself around.
Well, he took her to the swamp.
I guess he likes that.
I mean, if it was me, I would like that. And when I met my husband, he said that about me. He's like, I could be the most myself around you than anyone else I've dated.
Okay, but do you see that with Arie? Do you see him being himself around her?
It's hard for me to...
I don't know about that.
Sometimes Arie is like... I don't know. I still don't get him completely. And I don't know if sometimes he seems a little bit like a dullard, you know? Like, I don't know. Like, are you that? I don't know if I mean, he's not dumb and stupid, but like, he kind of, I get that from him a little bit. Like, he's not as articulate or as, like, has a head on his shoulder, like the last season, which we had Rachel, you know? So who can compare, you know? But, so to me, it's like, I don't get where he's at maturity-wise, you know?
Well, it's also because we see the range of women he's dating that are so, like, young compared to where we would think he would be at. And you're 36.
Yeah.
We know a bunch of 36-year-olds that would never date half these women.
Yes.
And it just is what it is. Like, you're trying to find maturity, but it's going to lack somewhere down the future.
And I really feel like if he maybe didn't have the background that he came from, would he still be as accomplished as he is? Like, if he didn't have his grandfather and father who were race car drivers, like, pretty much handing him this legacy, you know, would he be more than what he was as a high school senior working at Pizza Hut?
So that's where he always says is, like, I go back to this and look at all these people around me that have done something for themselves with nothing.
Yeah,
and that's what's so ludicrous is, like, the women that he's dating are almost the opposite from him. So it's hard to grow with someone, not hard to grow, but it's like, it's interesting to grow with someone that is the complete opposite of you. And I find Tia a very unique specimen.
She had to work hard for what she got.
Tia
had to work hard for what she got. Did he have to work as hard? That's what I question, I guess.
Yeah, and also it comes it comes from a different background, and it comes from something where we don't really know what his objective is.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of woman he's really dated in the past. We know she had 2 kids. I mean, I don't know what he's looking for. He says he talks about women that are so independent and doing things on their own and are so confident. But with a lot of these women, I see that, but I don't necessarily see him falling for these women.
Yeah, I agree.
It's such a different type. Like, Marique, business owner, like, gorgeous, like, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
But you felt the chemistry wasn't there yet. You didn't even give her a one-on-one.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's just...
That's the weird thing.
Yeah.
Not even a one-on-one. So I'm hoping that I see more to Arie in the episodes to come, and I change my mind. But that's what I see right now. But hopefully I'll learn more about him, and I'll like him more and more.
So Tia has an amazing date. Obviously, he gives her a rose.
Yes.
They have a great connection, and I do find her lasting till the end. I do. I see her being a top 3.
100%.
And she's great wifey material.
Yeah,
whether this works out for her or the Bachelor decides, ABC decides to bring her on as a Bachelorette, whatever it is, she's a great woman. I like her. I love her accent. I love her wits. I love her smarts. And she's gorgeous. So hey, Arie, if you don't take her, someone else will easily.
Exactly.
So
go to the rose ceremony.
Well, we have a little cocktail hour before where people get heated once again and want to antagonize and question Crazy Krystal.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like, for me, they all know. Like, just dial back for 2 seconds. You guys all do realize he took her to his home to meet his parents
and to see his,
like,
his own house.
And she always talks about, I saw your family videos. They're so good.
She feels the closest. She has a sense of entitlement.
She feels a sense of entitlement, and now it's starting to come out. Fair warning, men, never bring a lady home that early. What are you thinking?
Yeah, you're giving her a big head.
Such a big head.
And it's funny that she comes down, and she's one of the last ones to come down to the group. And she, I mean, I thought it was a great idea for her, but it backfired. When she was like, okay, guys, I don't want to feel attacked. So I don't want anyone to come at me or talk to me about what happened unless you take me aside and talk to me one-on-one.
And Kendall's like, sure, no problem. Let me get my stuffed duck real quick, and let's go have a conversation.
Which I thought was great.
Yeah, she's very. And Kendall's very mature for her age.
She is. So she was the first one.
She's the first one. And
she told Krystal that she was hurt because of what happened, and then Krystal. But I thought it was good because that's the role that Krystal usually plays as the victim.
I'm so hurt.
So Kendall took it around and said, hey, I'm the victim here. You hurt me by doing what you did and saying the things you said about Arie, blah, blah, blah. And Krystal didn't really look good. And then the next person that comes is Becca M, who was the light of maturity.
For her age, she literally put everyone kind of in a, not in their place, but gave them a different vantage point to say, listen, I want you to hear what I have to say. She was very concise, to the point, made sense, and she's the youngest in the house.
The fact that she said, well, you said you were not going to come, and then you decided to come tonight, so are you lying?
Are you the one lying, or is Arie just a liar? So she put a more of a reverse psychology on Krystal, and you know,
why are you still
here? Are you even here for him?
And Krystal could not even answer.
And so that's when she was like, I'm done.
And then she ends up getting a rose. So she got the last
rose. Thank you, ABC.
So it was a pretty suspenseful moment.
Of course.
And then I love her her little moment at the end when she's talking to the camera. And she's talking about how...
She was like, you thought I was a threat now?
Yeah, exactly.
You haven't seen anything.
Yeah.
And that is true, though, because, hey, you don't think she's a threat right now? Crazies always come back. Crazies always come back.
And the fact that he chose her, like, you know. And then I love her little, like, glitter.
She's like, glitter.
That's her, like, drop the mic.
I don't have to use that one day. Psych. So that was that.
Glitter.
I'm out. Glitter. But
oh my God.
I will say, for the most part, Krystal has to stay on because no one else intrigues us.
No,
they're kind of.
I think she's not going to be in there for the long haul, but at least 2 more episodes where she has to bring in the ratings still.
Of course, I mean we just have to get to like the next trip. Okay, where are they going? Paris. So we got to get to Paris. We only know there's a few people that are going to make it. And then it starts to get live after that, and then we don't really need Crazy Krystal anymore.
No, because it's more intimate.
And then you see them talking on the bench. Once again, it's psycho. So we know that she's nuts going into Paris and still just getting more nuts. So how do you say that in French? Crazy? I don't know.
I don't know.
Either way, it's going to be a great next episode.
It's going to be a fantastic next episode.
And let's just talk for a minute about the ladies that didn't get a rose.
We have Marique. The beautiful,
gorgeous Marie,
owner of the restaurant.
Mikkel, who came back from her grandfather's death.
She's gone for a week, here for a week, and then poof, gone.
What a waste.
And Ashley.
And these women didn't even get a one-on-one.
They never had a one-on-one. Never had time with Arie.
That's pretty sad.
It is. But I mean,
it is what it is. But the one thing
he chose not to have time with them for a reason.
For a reason. That's what I love. Is like, you know what? He's just not into you. There's a book. There's a movie. Read it. See it. Watch it.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in to The Bachelor with your guide to love. I'm Darlene.
And I'm Michi.
And glitter. Bye, guys.